Wow. Say potato. Right?
Not amazing, but it's good.
Man, 진짜 맛있어.
Well,
음.
you have a different flavor palette than I do. I much prefer like your tomato soup. Your tomato soup's way better.
Well, I don't know if it is compliment or what. Backhanded compliment.
I'm saying I didn't taste it and think like you. Wow, it's amazing. I thought, okay, but we're fine. We don't have to like everything the same.
What I don't want to. 뜨거.
What is this?
This is potato gnocchi.
In a salad?
Uh-huh.
Is this from a recipe? Or is this one of Song's creations?
The latter.
There's a lot of carbs.
Wow, this is the one. Yeah, well, potatoes good carb,
I like the dressing.
right?
I like that you're so adventurous in your cooking, willing to give new recipes a try and to invent new recipes. I trust that you're not going to try and poison me.
Whoa. I hope it's baked all the way.
Okay, let's see. Interessante.
To go.
Interesting crust you have here, honey.
It was supposed to be 2 pizzas, but when I flipped the dough down, it was too runny. I couldn't shape it. I was like, if I try to shape it, then it's gonna ruin everything. So I just baked it into one dough. That's why the crust is so big, but it's cooked.
I really like the tomato sauce.
엄마,
대박이다.
대박이야.
이다 or 이야?
Both are fine. 대박이다, 대박이야. 맛있게 드세요.
Tofu?
Yeah.
Roll.
I like the tofu. Your hair got you really long.
Yeah. Give it a trim. 먹자. Looks amazing.
A lot of veggies. I had to use them all.
I'm
먹겠습니다.
excited. 잘 먹겠습니다. 여보, I like that you're making the food blog because that means I get to eat delicious food. frosting is this?
White ganache.
Mm.
I think white ganache is a bit too sweet.
Oh, this is decadent. Mm.
Yeah?
Oh, Lord. I think it's delicious. Smells incredible. And then
You know why I did not order the cilantro? I was like, I missed something.
it's okay.
Ah!
Meat.
Mm.
Just it's right here. Mm-hmm. It's got good spice. Sure you're eating too.
Oh, I'm not that hungry.
I made a feast for me then. I feel like this is like eating at a restaurant for myself and you're my chef. Impressed. Okay, well, help me with this. Oh, this is 3, not. I thought it was there.
Mm.
Okay, so 3. Gosh, I'm so confused.
What do you think?
I think it looks pretty solid.
Yeah, the length is fine, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
I'm gonna
good.
just trim this part and then we'll
Okay.
finish it. 수고하셨습니다.
수고하셨습니다.
Okay. Oi.
Can I put it in here?